That's right.
Is that right?
They sprawls.
Cliff lives.
They sprawls. He's trying to
Look at the sister.
Where's my hand in that one?
There goes this speaker.
I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I didn't do it. Yeah, right, exactly.
Action portraiture.
Good. He is a good kid. Just, yes. Don't worry, it's never had rain yet. My husband was in rain last night. Yeah, why do you they're just little kids call me Wayne. She's cool. I said, where down there? I don't know. Kelly G.
Hey, cowbell.
Here comes Sean.
Buongiorno. Eat it after this.
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right shoulder, arm. Right face. Mark time, march. Forward, march.
I've been asked this evening by High School Principal Mr. Joseph DeBello to dedicate this ceremony to the memory of those students whom we so tragically lost at the East Coldenham School, and to the memory of Gregory Arciero, who would have been a member of this graduating class. Let light perpetual shine upon them. Let us pray. O eternal God, bless all schools, colleges, and universities, and especially Valley Central High School, on this momentous occasion of the graduation of the class of 1990. Grant that this school may continue to be a lively center of sound learning, new discovery, and the pursuit of wisdom, and grant that those who teach here and those who learn, especially our new graduates, may find you to be the source of all truth, for the sake of your holy name. Amen.
Father Johnson, Mr. Jansen, Mr. Coonan, Mr. DeBello, parents, teachers, classmates, and friends. Good evening. On behalf of the Valley Central High School graduating class, I welcome you to the commencement ceremony of 1990. Tonight's ceremony marks the highest achievement to this point in our lives. Tonight, each student will be presented with a diploma certifying the attainment of a high level of learning. A learning that came about due to the time and patience of many caring individuals who have influenced our lives. Our parents were the first people to influence us. Their words were the first ones we ever heard and tried to imitate. They were the ones who answered the never-ending questions. What's that? And but why? Our parents were the ones who were always there to help us with hard homework problems or to listen to our problems in school. They were the ones with the morals and the values that we would look up to. They were the ones who gave us constant encouragement to remain in school, to achieve, and to reach our goals. If it were not for our parents, we would not be standing here this evening. In school, teachers also greatly influenced our lives. These teachers were not there just to teach us facts out of books. They also gave us practical knowledge that we will use for the rest of our lives. Even back in kindergarten, our teachers not only taught us the alphabet, numbers, and colors, they taught us to share, to compromise, and to listen carefully. We will always use the reading, writing, and arithmetic that we learned in elementary school, whether it be to read newspapers, fill out job applications, or to balance checkbooks. Even when our classes became more specific in the junior high and high school, our teachers still gave us practical knowledge. I'm sure we can all remember sitting in the classroom thinking, what am I ever going to have to use this for? Well, take math, for example. It's true that we may never be asked to find the roots of an equation using the quadratic formula again, but having tackled these types of problems, we have learned to approach situations carefully and logically. However, there's more to teachers than the practical knowledge they give us. Many teachers are also caring individuals who not only want us to grow academically, but emotionally. They are always there to give of themselves through listening, talking, sharing, and helping, even if it takes away from their own free time. Many teachers have also given us the endless support and encouragement that has enabled us to be a part of this evening's ceremony. There are many other individuals who have influenced us throughout our lives. Community leaders such as Boy and Girl Scout leaders and 4-H leaders, developed our sense of caring for the environment at an early age. We also spent numerous hours teaching us skills such as sewing, cooking, and camping. Our employers further developed our technical skills and taught us specific trades. Our religious leaders have helped to shape our beliefs and attitudes. Even our friends have influenced and encouraged us. All of these people, our parents, school teachers, employers, community and religious leaders, and friends, are all our teachers. If it were not for them, we would not be standing here this evening. In the excitement of graduation, we often forget those who help us, and they go unnoticed. I hope that will not be true for this graduating class. In the words of a very perceptive man, "Man never stood so tall as when he bent to help a child." On behalf of the senior class of 1990, I thank all of you who stand so very tall with us this evening because you bent to help us as children. Thank you.
On behalf of the faculty, the staff, and the students of the class of 1990, I warmly welcome you to the 32nd Annual Valley Central Commencement. Tonight, numerous awards will be presented to the graduating seniors of this high school, an event that's not dissimilar from other graduations from here and other states across the land to California. I believe, however, that our graduation, the graduation here at Valley Central High School, stands alone. We are unique, and our uniqueness is caused by the overwhelming support that I believe that this community has given its youth. The awards of this evening are presented by individual community members, their families, the Valley Central Teachers Association, and the Valley Central Scholarship Council. The first group of awards to be presented this evening are those of the Valley Central Scholarship Council. This council has been presenting awards to the graduates of this high school since June of 1965. Including the scholarships of this evening, a total of in excess of $305,000 has been given to the students of Valley Central. The purpose, of course, has been to assist our students with the cost of a college education. Prior to giving these awards tonight, I would like to recognize and thank publicly the backbone of this year's council, Mrs. Gail Carbizzi, President. And also the chairperson of this year's Antique and Art Show, Mrs. Alice Tyrell. The awards of this year amount to a total of $21,500. This evening I will call two names at a time. I will ask those two individuals please to step forward as I call them. Andrew Abbott and Carlin Anthony. Michelle Esmore and Penny Baker. Kelly Barron and Tracy Barons. Dina Cucchiera and Yvonne Becker. Serena Garcia, Daniel Gibbs. Jorunda Matthew Glass. Dana Hilberg and Chris Howard. Tracy Jansen and Colleen Beth Kelly. Agnieszka Mena and Jesse Meyer. Andrea Myers and Scott Macenti. Jennifer Amelia and Diane Nagy. Melissa Nicholas and Adrian Nicoli. Isabel Osterland and Michelle Passarotti. Chris Palella and Dawn Penny. Eric Price and Nancy Reichert. Heather Shelton and Raymond Sproles. Stephanie Stevens and Jennifer Stroud. Christine Tyrell and Jennifer Whitbeck. Chris Wishern and Wayne Wright. Norman Yee and Chris Zykowitz. Additionally, I would like to applaud all of those individuals as a group and also the members of the Scholarship Council who have worked behind the scenes to raise the money and the effort that they put into this year's awards. I thank you. Additionally, this evening I would like to recognize the new members of the National Honor Society serving as our honor escorts and also serving this evening in members of our school band. The Gratis Norris, the Valley Central chapter of the National Honor Society, is under the very capable direction of Mr. Frank Wallen. Others assisting this evening that I choose to recognize are, of course, Valley Central's own music man, Mr. John Nash, and the high school band. Mr. William Tucci and Mr. John Solon with our sound system, as well as Mr. Bunting with the grounds maintenance and his very faithful custodial crews. Also of critical importance to any graduation ceremony are those members of the faculty who serve on the lines during the long, hot hours of rehearsals. They are Mr. Wesley Love, Mr. Robert Saganic, Mrs. Gail Gridley, Mr. Gonzalo Quintana, Mr. Jay Sustorf, Mr. Kevin McFadden, Mr. Joseph Bracalosi, Mr. Eldred Ross, Mr. Frank Wallner, and of course our school nurse, Mrs. Annette Tate. Also worthy of the highest recognition this evening is the high school secretarial staff. The secretarial staff is under the direction of Mrs. Estelle Schoonmaker. Without Mrs. Schoonmaker's dedication, much of the spectacle, the glamour, and the organization that you see here this evening would be totally impossible. Our secretarial staff includes the following: Mrs. Norma Manning, Mrs. Barbara Dady, Mrs. Lucy Fox, Mrs. Dorothy Malley, Mrs. Pat Depew, Mrs. Mary Ellen Newman, and Mrs. Dolores Holmes. I'd like to express my sincere appreciation to my assistant principals, Mr. Donald Crispell and Mr. Peter Val, for their loyalty and their devotion and what has to be a love of Valley Central. In addition to the clerical assistance and the administrative work associated with graduation, many of the details that cause Valley Central's graduation to be the best are due, I think, to the efforts of our senior class advisor, Mrs. Joanne Ryder. Also assisting to make this school year a very special year to the seniors, and a memorable one is the advisor to Valley Central's yearbook, the Viking Log, Mrs. Janet DeBello. Last year, this year, the senior class has also decided to honor two members of our faculty by selecting them to read the names of the graduates during the presentation portion of our program. These two honored faculty this year are Mrs. Gail Gridley and Mr. Frank Waller. Two other members of our faculty that I wish to give my own personal and special thanks to, and they are Mr. Robert Zifchuk and Mr. Kevin McFadden. Both of these fine men are always available when help is needed. Thank you. To continue with our awards this evening, it gives me a great deal of pleasure to first present the scholarship of the Coldenham Mothers Club. This scholarship is in the amount of $150 and is awarded to a deserving senior on the basis of scholarship, character, and leadership. Our winner this year, Michael Horace. Thorne Memorial Award. This is in the amount of $100 and is presented by Mr. Wilson Bunting to a graduating senior who has demonstrated significant growth during high school in the areas of seriousness of purpose and academic achievement. Our winner, John Maston. The John N. Embler Scholarship. This scholarship is awarded to deserving seniors whose character and personal traits exemplify the high character and friendly personality and spirit of service exemplified by the late John N. Embler. This year there are 3 recipients and each award is in the amount of $500. They are Dana Hilberg, Jennifer Marulia, and Gail Butar. Memorial Scholarship. This is in the amount of $300 and is awarded by the Coldenham Fire Company and the Ladies Auxiliary to a senior in the Valley Central School who plans to attend Orange County Community College. This scholarship is based on effort in high school and participation in extracurricular activities. Janine Hickey. The Dr. Morton I. Blackman Memorial Award. This is in the amount of $150 presented by the Lillian and Meyer Jacobowitz Foundation to a deserving student whose character and personal traits exemplify the high character, friendly personality, and spirit of community service exemplified by the late Dr. Blackman. Our winner, Tracy Barons. The Dr. William F. Moran Humanities Award. This is in the amount of $100 presented by the class of 1981 to the graduate of Valley Central High School who embodies the humanistic ideals of Dr. Moran, a sensitivity to literature, an ability to communicate through the spoken and written word, and an ability to relate to his fellow man, Raymond Sproles. The Valley Central Teachers Association scholarships. These scholarships are awarded to the Valley Central graduating seniors based on scholastic record, financial need, personality, and participation in extracurricular activities while in high school. This year, there are 5 winners. Each is in the amount of $500 apiece. They are Gretchen Kennedy, Kara Saxton, Christine Tyrell, and Dana Roberto. The 5th is the Donald Brooks Memorial, and this goes especially to a senior who plans to enter the profession of teaching. Our winner, Carlin Anthony. The annual Spanish Honor Society Scholarship. This is also in the amount of $500 presented to a graduating senior for his or her outstanding achievement in Spanish and his or her future plans to use and teach Spanish as well as other foreign languages. Our winner, Jennifer Whitbett. The Charles C. Mueller Scholarship. This is in the amount of $200 and is given annually to a senior possessing high qualities of character and school citizenship, and who in addition has shown the greatest scholastic improvement as a high school student, John Spiroza. Business Award. This is in the amount of $500 presented to the member of the graduating class who plans further studies in business, marketing, retailing, business administration, or management and shows the greatest potential for success in one of these fields. Agnieszka Mena. The John L. Upchurch Memorial Award. This award is in the amount of $100 and is presented in memory of John L. Upchurch, president of the class of 1976. It is presented to a senior with a pleasing personality coupled with a winning smile who has gained the respect and admiration of the school community by consistent service to his or her class and to her school. Deborah Bauer. The Liebman Family Valedictorian Award. This is in the amount of $250 presented to the valedictorian of the class of 1990, Christine Tyrell. The Margaret R. Park Memorial Scholarship. This scholarship is in the amount of $150 and is awarded to a graduate with scholarly strengths in English and communication arts who has been active in the service of the school. Our winner, George Bullis. The Loretta Mons Memorial Award. This is in the amount of $150. Is presented to a deserving senior who plans to enter the field of nursing, Carrie Silliar. The Walter F. Godfrey Memorial Scholarship. This scholarship is in the amount of $100 and is presented to a student planning to further his or her education at State University College at Delhi or the State University of New York at Oswego. Our winner, Darlene Shapiro. Memorial Scholarship. This is in the amount of $1,000 and is presented to a graduating senior girl who has demonstrated kindness and understanding of her peers and is continuing her studies in the field of music. Preference is given to one who intends to study dance. Our winner, Kelly Barron. This is in the amount of $250 and is presented by the class of 1990 to the senior who exemplifies the qualities of loyalty and service to Valley Central, qualities which characterize Mr. Hager's 22-year tenure at the Valley Central High School. Kelly Haverly. 1,790 awards. These are awarded to members of the graduating class who, without seeking personal glory, have consistently done an outstanding job for the class. There are 4 this year. Each award is in the amount of $250. Our first winner is Mark Devon. Our next winner is Kelly Haverly. Next, Cassandra Kelty. And the last of the class of 1990 awards, Chastity Vidal. Last of the awards is, for quite obvious reasons, one of my favorites. It is the Principal's Award. It is presented each year for general excellence and achievement to the member of the graduating class who has manifested in consistent and high fashion the qualities of fine character, perseverance, scholarship, and loyalty and service to our school. Principal's Award recipient this year is Norman Sang Yi. Thank you.
Father Johnson, Mr. Jansen, Mr. Coonan, Mr. DeBello, parents, teachers, classmates, and friends. Today is a special day for all of us. It is a day of parting, but also a day of beginning. In leaving 4 years of high school behind, with its pleasures and experiences, friendships and laughter, we cannot avoid feeling a bit sad. But at the same time, a world awaits us. A world of unknown wonder, of undiscovered dreams, and of ourselves. This dividing ground is where we stand. In less than 1 hour, Valley Central will be our past, and our futures will be the present. In trying to put these last 4 years in perspective, I've come to an interesting conclusion. High school is complete and total chaos. It is a jigsaw puzzle of a million pieces. This is not meant in contempt in any way, but we all know that life itself is a realm of confusion. During high school, fun always seemed more appealing than responsibility, and there were so many things to get done. Requirements, decisions, activities, deadlines. In these 4 short years, we were supposed to learn from the past, grow up, and plan our entire futures. As you can see, our task was not an easy one, especially with so many changes occurring in our daily lives. Senior year was the climax of all this. It was a year when so much was expected, and we'll never forget it. By the end of the year, most of us had to realize our limits. We had to say yes or no in order to fit everything in. In choosing and making decisions for ourselves, we were taking a step in the right direction. A favorite teacher of mine once said, "Education leads to chaos, and out of chaos comes a new order called you." This is what all the confusion was for. We were surrounded by intellectual and moral challenges so that we would change and mature, and so that someday we would be able to find ourselves. It isn't said that no institution can properly define for any individual the purpose and meaning of his life. The good institution will create conditions in which the individual can find his own purpose and meaning in life. I think that Valley Central has done a good job. It has started us on our way. But this sector of our lives is complete. The nurturing is over, and our destinies have fallen into our very own hands. But what will our futures hold? Whether we will will now go on to college and explore different ideas, cultures, and curriculums, or enter into the workforce and become exposed to society's twists and turns, the next sector of our lives is discovery. We will discover different careers and lifestyles, different people and relationships, plus the magic of technology and money. And it is not hard to find any of these in the modern world. But if we settle for empty things, someday we will feel unsatisfied. So instead, we must continue high school's path towards maturity and independence. It is the most difficult path, but it is the one which will make our futures real and our dreams come true. In saying farewell, I would like to mention something that is timeless, a thing that links our pasts and futures together. It is the one part of high school that we can always be dependent upon. It is something with a special bond, with a love unmatched by any other. It is a rare blessing of growing up. True friendship is forever. It is what brings us all together and makes the class of 1990 so special. To all of the graduating class, may your joys be as deep as the ocean, your sorrows as light as the foam, and may you have the best of everything always. Thank you.
The community known to all of us as Valley Central has several reasons to be proud of its high school and the young men and the young women it graduates. This graduating class is composed of individual young men and women. They have worked together and each has developed a sense of teamwork and the pride that is necessary to produce such an outstanding class as we have before us this evening. There are also individuals on this team who have distinguished themselves in various fields of endeavor. Several were recognized by the Board of Cooperative Educational Services. I will ask you to please stand as I call your name and remain standing. Jennifer Malley in Business Computer Technology, awarded the Outstanding Student in Individual Course of Study. Jennifer Strout in Dental Assisting, Outstanding Student. And John Spano in Trade Electricity, also an outstanding student. Achievement awards for individual programs were in climate control were awarded to Christopher Spencer and Christine DeVoe for offset printing. Also, two special awards that are given at the Board of Cooperative Educational Services are the Carol A. Gregory Award was awarded to Jennifer Strout and the Angelo Calabrese Award to Tim Terwilliger. Members of this class received National Merit Scholarship Letters of Commendation. Please stand when I call your names. Andrew Abbott, Carlin Anthony, Christopher Polina, Christine Tyrell, and Christian Wisher. I would also like to recognize the graduating members of the National Honor Society. Would you please stand as a group to be recognized? Of great significance, which reflects the academic character of this graduating class, are the 49 students who earned New York State Regent scholarships. Please stand as a group and be recognized. It should be pointed out that this group represents over 18% of the graduating class. Also worthy of note are those students who have been awarded scholarships from individual colleges. If those who received those awards would please stand as a group. I should also like to point out at this point that 68% of the graduates of this class will continue their education at colleges across this land in September. Additionally, would the senior officers and the senior council members stand and be recognized? The Valley Central class of 1990 is recognized not only for its academic prowess. In the fall, as is the tradition at Valley Central, the senior class invited the faculty and the staff of the high school to a most elegant senior faculty tea. For those in attendance, this will be remembered forever as a memorable event. And during the spring, of course, the annual senior ball was held. Our seniors, as usual, arrived in styles with tailored tuxedos, gorgeous gowns, and stretched limos. This class will surely be remembered for its special moment in time. In addition to the academic and the social, this class distinguished itself on the athletic field of competition by competition at the state level. Please stand and remain standing as I call your names. Representing Valley Central and competing in the New York State Track Championship was Chris Wishern. Also competing in the New York State Golf Championship was Chris Gridley. Also, Eric Price competed in the New York State Skiing Championship at Lake Placid and finished third. Two of our girls' athletic teams competed in the New York State tournament this year. They are the girls' basketball team and the girls' softball team. Would graduating members of these teams, please stand to be recognized. And congratulations are, of course, in order for Coach Strauss and Coach Sustor. Musically, we will point out that Jeffrey Goins represented Valley Central in the All-New York State Chorus. These students in the Valley Central class of 1990, because of their academic and other notable successes, have earned a high school diploma of which they can be proud. Great accomplishments, as you know, are achieved with design, purpose, and guidance. For this, I and the class of 90 owe our thanks to the highly trained professionals who represent the district teaching staff of the Valley Central High School. Would those people please stand and be recognized? A few evenings ago, I sat and gave serious thought to this class that is leaving Valley Central. Traditionally, I've attempted to leave them a message. Earlier in that day, I had told them during the graduation rehearsal that they were perhaps the best class I've seen graduate from this high school in the 25 years that I've been here. Many of them I became very close to, but I can sincerely say that I will miss them all. As I thought and pondered, the melody of their class song kept running through my head. This song, if you haven't heard it, is One Moment in Time, and I believe has a particular significance for the class of 1990. I thought, perhaps in place of the standard address the principal gives at graduation, I would sing to them. I attempted a few bars and quickly banished the thought from my mind. You're lucky. The words from the song, however, do accurately convey my thoughts about the individuals and the members of this class. Each day I live, I want to be a day to give the best of me. I am only one, but not alone, and my finest day is yet to come. This class, as I am sure their parents know, suffers from a common teenage affliction. They are motivated by a belief that is a curious mixture of enthusiasm, passion, ignorance, and incurable optimism. Beliefs are usually thought of as creeds or doctrines, and they are. However, to be more exact, beliefs are any guiding principle, dictum, faith, or passion that can provide meaning and direction in one's life. A belief Belief is a prearranged, organized filter that alters our perception of the world. If we believe something is true, a command is issued to our brain telling us how to represent what is happening. John Stuart Mill once wrote, "One person with a belief is equal to 99 who have an interest." And this is precisely why our belief system opens the door to our success and will open the doors of success to the members of this class of 1990. Handled effectively, beliefs can be the single most powerful force for creating good in our lives. Beliefs help us to tap the richest resources deep within us, creating and directing those resources toward and in support of a desired outcome. In fact, for this class, there is no more powerful directing force in human behavior than belief. In essence, all of our human history is really the history of human belief. The people who changed history, whether it be Christ, Mohammed, Columbus, Edison, Einstein, or Nelson Mandela, all of these people had a strong belief. If you believe in success, you will be empowered to achieve it. If you believe in failure, those messages will lead you to experience it as well. There are those people who do not believe in failure. If they try something that didn't work, they have had a learning experience. They learned what didn't work and take actions to try something else. And I ask you, the class of 1990, to think about it. What is the one benefit or asset you have today that you didn't have yesterday? The answer, experience. You are more experienced today than you were yesterday, and less experienced today than you will be tomorrow. Are you afraid of failure as you begin your lives as high school graduates? The first day on a new full-time job? Or as a brand new college freshman? Well, how do you feel about learning? You can learn from every human experience and thereby succeed in all that you do. Take a new direction and try something else, and make this your goal and make this your belief. I would like to share an example of human history with you. There was a man who at the age of 31 failed in business. He was defeated in a legislative race at the age of 32. He failed again in business at the age of 34. At the age of 35, he overcame the tragic death of his sweetheart, and at 36, he had a nervous breakdown. He lost an election at age 38, lost a congressional race at 43, lost another congressional race at 46. He lost the race for the United States Senate at 55 and failed to receive the nomination for Vice President of the United States at age 56. He was then elected President of the United States at age 60. The man whose life history I have shared with you is Abraham Lincoln. If at any time you think success is easier and there are no challenges, take another look. Look around you at the people who have been successful on a large scale. Could Abraham Lincoln have ever become President of the United States if he had seen his election losses as failures? It's not likely. For you, the Valley Central graduates of 1990, I wish you an additional line from your class song. You are a winner for a lifetime if you seize that one moment in time and make it shine. You will have no failures, only learning experiences, allowing you to regroup and to try again with the knowledge of what doesn't work. I thank you and wish you the best. At this time, I am honored to present to the Superintendent of Schools, Mr. James T. Coonan, the Valley Central High School class of 1990.
Members of the class of 1990, distinguished platform guests, distinguished guests, parents, friends, grandparents. It's really my privilege to extend congratulations on behalf of the Valley Central School District to our graduates today, and really to you parents and supporters as well. Carl and Anthony eloquently explained how it is parents and teachers, as well as others, who serve as such great influences on the lives of our young people. I need not reiterate what Mr. DeBello and the awards have already proved about these young men and women. no doubt in your mind as less than objective people, and in many of our minds as perhaps more objective people, that these young people are all winners. We certainly honor those who had the opportunity to stand today or to even walk up and receive monetary gifts as well as other types of gifts. And really that's what it's all about. But I would ask you to just think as you sit there in the audience about the person next to you or on either side or behind and in front. And it's a rhetorical question, so don't raise your hand, but I wonder how many of you were valedictorians and salutatorians of your respective classes. And probably you wouldn't get any more hands up among us here. And I use that only to illustrate a point. And the point is that we honor winners, we acknowledge their performance, we're proud of them. But you know, in life, so many people who didn't have the opportunity to stand are winners as well. And so as you look out at these folks behind me, you're looking at a sea of winners. And they are going to be big successes, and they are going to make us all proud. You as parents, in the vernacular, done good. I would like to share with the graduates something that is very brief, but something that has touched me in my reading, and I think a lot of us who read come across things that exemplify feelings or people. And this is one such creed to live by Nancy Sims. Might be good advice for all of us, but I direct it today to our graduates. Don't undermine your worth by comparing yourself with others. It is because we are different that each of us is special. Don't set your goals by what other people deem important. Only you know what is best for you. Don't take for granted the things closest to your heart. Cling to them as you would your life. For without them, life is meaningless. Don't let your life slip through your fingers by living in the past or in the future. By living your life one day at a time, you live all the days of your life. Don't give up when you have something to give. Nothing is really over until the moment you stop trying. Don't be afraid to admit that you're less than perfect. It is the fragile thread that binds us to each other. Don't be afraid to encounter risks. It is by taking chances that we learn how to be brave. Don't shut love out of your life by saying it's impossible to find. The quickest way to receive love is to give love. Don't dismiss your dreams. To be without dreams is to be without hope. To be without hope is to be without purpose. Don't run through life so fast that you forget not only where you've been, but also where you're going. Life is not a race, but a journey to be savored each step of the way. Our best wishes go with our graduates of the class of 1990. God bless you all. At this time, I am honored to present to the President of the Board of Education, Mr. Richard Jansen, the Valley Central High School class of 1990.
Members of the Board of Education, parents, faculty, friends, and the class of 1990. As we have heard this evening, the class of 1990 is very special for their accomplishments, for how they have handled the adversities that have surrounded their senior year, and for the spirit and love of learning they have displayed as individuals. But for the class of 1990, This is only the beginning of your education. I realize this is said every year, but I believe it means more today than any time in our history. I would like the class of 1990 and their parents to take a moment to think a moment about a condition that is going to face these graduates as they leave here this evening. For those of you graduates who choose not to further your education or increase your job skills, the chances of you being able to remain in this area to live will be greatly diminished because of the cost of living. No longer can you go out and work for minimum wage or slightly higher and be able to afford housing, food, and the cost of raising a family in our area. Do not let this discourage you, but accept it as a challenge, because our area is no different than the next community or the next state. The only difference is at what times these economic conditions reach out to the respective areas. To the class of 1990, you have lived a lifestyle that your parents have been able to give you, but you must realize that it is your decisions now that will determine what type of lifestyle you choose for the future. You must also be aware of what is necessary to achieve your goals and lifestyles. No one is going to plant a knowledge tree or a money tree in your backyard. You must plan your future now, both with goals and for conditions for reaching them. I challenge each of you to set your goals and achieve the success that you richly deserve. I also want you to know that we as a community want you to come back and settle in our community. Many of you will be the leaders of our community to lead us into the next century. As parents, friends, and community, I congratulate you on supporting our educational system. We must realize as a community that our future here lies in the education of our children. The Board of Education is proud of our educational system, and we're extremely proud of the class of 1990s that shows the fruits of our labors. I am honored at this time to present the diplomas to the Valley Central High School class of 1990.
Christine Lynn Terrell, valedictorian and vice president.
Colin Marie Anthony, salutatorian.
Jennifer Burns Marilia, president.
Mark Edward Devitt, secretary.
Tara Saxon, secretary.
George Christopher Bullis, treasurer.
Cassandra Louise Claire Kelty, treasurer.
Deborah Renee Bauer, dean of council.
Daniel Adam Gibbs, dean of council.
Kelly Ann Haberly, dean of council.
Chastity Elizabeth Vidal, dean of council. Michelle Lee Pazzarotti.
Nancy Lynn Reichert.
Molly Von Pasonsek.
Wayne Daniel Wright.
Kevin John Mitchell.
Jennifer Marie Kruger.
Christopher John Polina.
Gina Marie Rose.
Keely Ann Barnum.
Dana Ann Hilbert.
Stephanie Marie Stevens.
Jennifer Christine Meehan.
Gretchen Erda Kennedy.
Troy William Amodio.
Agnieszka Chrysalidis Mena.
Tracy Lynn Barron.
Michelle Ashmore.
Yvonne Decker.
Gail Marilyn Buteau.
Jennifer Lynn Lintz.
Dara Jane Sachs.
Barbara Lynn Miller.
Tracy Jean Johnson.
Colleen Beth Kelly.
Veronica Gray.
Susan Lynn Jacobs.
Diane Lynn Nagy.
Gabriel Perez.
Melinda Joy Grice.
Serena Garcia.
Norman S. Yee.
Raymond Douglas Sproles.
John Patrick Sherry, Jr.
Christopher James Howard.
Jamie O'Rourke Walker.
Michael Payon.
Brian Nicholas Hannigan.
Molly Tarleton.
Michael Paul Horaz.
Janine Ann Hickey.
Christopher C. Palello.
Eric Jonathan Humphrey.
Kristen Noel Zwart.
Joseph Thomas Mulligan III.
Jess Paul Carlson.
Dawn Marie Penny.
Matthew David Glass.
Christopher Douglas Gridley.
Jeanette Valentine.
Jennifer Bess Whitbeck.
Dominic J. Winham.
Joshua Thomas Kenizer.
Scott R. Vicenti.
Andrea Jean Myers.
Isabel Yvonne Osterlund.
Lisa Ann Lynch.
Tammy Ann Crossett.
Christian T. Moore.
Dawn Marie Lacasia.
Lisa M. Smith.
Louise Mary Moskwa.
Raymond Charles Van Gelder.
Lori Jean Bruggeman.
Jean Marie Maley.
Sue Ann Randazzi.
Brandy Lynn Mazzaroli.
Jean Patricia Stanford.
Andrea Karen DiDonato.
Amy Nelson.
Cynthia Kristen Garrison.
Lynn Wen.
Christine Sharon Tuckhill.
Marlene Mary Cusack.
Jacqueline Marie Becker.
Christian Matthew Wishart.
Andrew Allen Abbott.
Jess Carl Meyer.
Christopher John Zykowitz.
Douglas Edward Shave. Richard Stephen Jevett.
Josette B. Ayala.
Jennifer J. Febby.
Grayson A. Muma.
Lynn Renee Cassidy.
Krista Lynn Brown.
Allison L. Higgins.
Christopher M. Gurney.
Alice Barbara DeGraw.
Regina J. Edwards.
Nicole J. Seed.
Darlene Shapiro.
Diane Michelle Hoffmeyer.
Kelly Jean Hendrickson.
Dina Diane B. Cucchiera.
Barbara Ann Hoblin.
Julie Bruntrager.
Sarita Michelle Jones.
Elizabeth Mary Thorpe.
Noreen Marie Hill.
Jennifer Lynn Lamont.
Teresa Maria Furia.
Adrian D. Nicoli.
Nicole Ann Dykeman.
Denise Marie Provenzano.
Andrea Cassiola.
Jennifer Lynn Ginda.
Christina Marie Lobrana.
Sophia Orfanos.
Robert W. Williams.
Christine Keenan.
Diane Elizabeth Kelder.
Matsutaru Tamati.
Colleen Patricia Kelly.
Robert E. Flood.
Michelle Danielle Zip.
Billy Sigrillis.
Michelle Lynn Uberto.
Sherry Lynn Johnson.
Annette Lynn Turco.
Heidi Karen Thronson.
Valerie Ann Hanson.
Heather Sue Shelton.
Brian David Christopher Gloden.
Randall J. Muse.
Christine Irene Geronda.
Stephanie Lynn Ludlow.
Gwendolyn Patricia Rollison.
Hope Charlene Leotard.
Amy Catherine Moreau.
Rini Maria Aponte.
Karine C. Paul.
Thomas G. Holt.
Audra Michelle Catherine Norris.
Christine Louise McNeil.
Melissa Ann Nicholas.
Sonia Kimberly Dale.
Matthew Green.
Adam Peter Lotaki.
Mark Adam Manuel.
John H. Norlander.
James Ronald Lewis Jr.
Jeffrey Paul Goins.
John F. Newman.
Kevin Connolly.
Kelly Jean Barron.
Crystal Sherelle Pinkney.
John Bongiorno.
Jennifer Lynn Strout.
Jennifer Malley.
Deborah O'Connor.
Mark J. Merring.
Arturo Santana.
Joseph E. Moreno.
James J. Marvin.
Allison Jean Rudder.
Richard James Gary III.
Susan Jane Froelich.
Maureen Michelle Hayes.
Jennifer Christine Gideon.
Yvette Mary Laforte.
Christine Dawn Morris.
Diana Lynn Sutton.
Maria Magdalene Thermopoulos.
Alicia Marie Holmes.
Patrick Christopher Nadeau.
John Robert Maston.
Michael S. Smith.
Kevin James Paul Houlihan.
John K. Shea.
Priya Angela Vereen.
Anna Clark.
Richard Scott Deacon.
Leah M. Gentile.
Christy Lynn Cushman.
Kim Karavich.
John Francis Spano.
Sean C. Howe.
Carrie Ann Souliard.
Sandra D. Harrington.
Anthony Joseph Fidanza.
Christine Sharon Gordon.
Scott Nathan Faden.
Jody Lynn Smith.
Christine Marie DeVoe.
John Michael Score.
Josh Crowitzer.
Jody Marie Panja.
Dallas Dwayne Dallas Jr.
Hakeem M. Lotaki.
Michael Cronin.
J. Adam Bartlett.
Alessandro Nadal Pietrobelli.
Daniel William Malley.
Jonathan A. Vesely.
Kevin Richard Creppen.
Christopher C. Keenan.
Eric John Price.
David R. Kurtz.
Thomas Brian LaFay.
Ronald Christopher Webb.
Joseph Thomas William Harrigan.
Matthew Brian Mackay.
Michael T. Selesky.
Charles Hughes.
Jennifer Ann Simon.
Leonard J. Spears.
Vicki Ann Finch.
Matthew Delaree.
Kenneth Donnelly.
Eric J. Foreman.
Richard Brent Osborne.
Bradley W. Redfern.
Carson M. Wilson.
Mark V. Hines.
John Joseph Berlin.
John Stephen Matthews.
George Richard Space III.
Kevin A. Felker.
Craig Allen Talk.
David E. DeGroot.
Tim J. Terwilliger.
Jose Miguel Medina.
David Michael Brennan.
Jason A. Sevens.
Patrick Thomas Lucy.
James Kenneth Nilsson.
Keith A. McGriff.
Scott E. Lancaster.
Charles D. Mooney.
Karen Ann Zimzak.
Nicholas Sakalis.
Adam Paul III.
Patrick J. O'Connell.
Greg A. Ketchum.
Curtis Carlack.
Gilbert W. Walk II.
John M. Venera.
Raymond O. Noakland.
Scott C. Sweeney.
Dale R. McManus.
William S. Kahn.
Christy R. Davis.
Thomas Brian DeAngelis.
Keith DeVos.
Keith A. Dimsey.
Robert S. Durling.
Christopher T. Spencer.
Stephen Conrad Flickenstild.
Jonathan Paul Van Dam.
Eric Matthew Rektorovic.
John Skorosik.
Gracious God, we give you thanks for bringing us to the joy of this day. Grant that as we go forth from this place, we may find happiness in making the world a better place for the sake of your love. And now may the Lord bless us and keep us. The Lord make his face to shine upon us and be gracious to us. The Lord lift up the light of his countenance upon us and give us peace, this night and forevermore. Amen.
I don't want to. Chocolate.